subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. So, all right, so Mello, I always heard he was like a kid that was always kind of just like live and the
He wasn't
music, the
shy.
dancing, and all this type of
He
stuff.
wasn't shy, man. That nigga get it popping. You know, hanging around him, it be like, man, this nigga crazy. When he first just them house parties, man, Curtis will cut loose, and I be like, man, this nigga crazy. Cause ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna go over there and do all that shit. All them people looking, you know what I'm saying? So me and him would go off to ourselves. And his dad, cause you know his dad them used to be like blues entertainers and had clubs and record shops and shit. So we'll get in there, man, and I'll catch a vibe with him. And he'd be like, damn, Sid, that's cold, man. And he would pump me up, his moms and them. And they started, as time went on, they made me feel like I had something. My mama say, I always told you, but you act so shy, I quit trying to force you to vibe, you know what I'm saying? So Curtis used to come get ideas and steps and shit from me. That made me feel good because when he go to the talent show, he'll do that shit. And when he see me, only people knew was people in the plaza because I wasn't gonna do too much in front of a whole lot of other people. And when they come back, they say, man, that boy did that shit you be doing up at the park. And I said, man, you lying. And when I see Curtis, he be like, man, it went down. I wrecked them boys. And then what really brought me out my shell, man, we was hanging at MacGregor Park, man. We up at MacGregor. I'm talking about blitz. Like, we be in MacGregor Park, gone.
Wait, how old are y'all?
We was coming out of middle school coming out of elementary going into middle school.
So
like,
at that point, what y'all still drinking beers now?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, we're gonna fade the bill. But the OGs go to the park and show off their cars. So Mello gonna be riding with somebody. We gonna go to that park, man. We get into that park. So we get to the park. All Curtis gotta do get out the car, and once he gets in, a crowd coming. So I was sitting over there with the old heads. You know, I'm from the country, man. I sit there and drink with the old heads, listen to Zap and all that shit. So the crowd, it got hyped. So we get up, because we going to always support Curtis, man. We get up and go over there. Man, let's see what this nigga doing. Man, we walk over there. That boy say, that one face DJ Action and all this shit. Like, this a long time ago shit. That boy say, man, I bet y'all can't. This nigga put me on the spot. He say, I bet you can't fuck with him. So the people looking around like, him? They don't even know me. And Curtis say, shit, you can't fuck with him. He dancing against niggas and all kind of shit. So I'm looking like, man, why didn't he keep pointing over at me? So they like, man, this nigga right here, man, this nigga don't look like he can do nothing, man. And Curtis just wired me up, said, tell him, man, just. And then the old heads that drove us out there say, shit, said, man, you might well go and do something, man. He done put you on the spot now. So I'm looking at the competition, and I'm shy, but I'm looking, and they ain't doing nothing that's making me like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So they doing their thing, and they family supporting them and that. And I'm saying to myself, man, I tear these niggas' ass up. So they doing their thing, So I go out there and do a few things, man. Blew that shit, crossed the road, and Curtis the people that hang around me already knew it just when I was gonna get comfortable enough to get on in front of people. So I go out there because I didn't want them to leave and start lying in them schools that they did. Because, you know, nigga get back to his school and say, y'all, man, that nigga I did. I'm like, nah, you ain't finna get away with this shit. So I turn up right quick, like turn up real hard right quick.
So wait, this is going into, you say this is going into middle school?
Yeah, we probably like a year in the middle school. When they start letting us ride to third ward and shit like that, we probably like in the 7th, 8th grade, shit like that.
And so that time, this is when you going to what, Johnson?
Yeah. Because I supposed to went to Darling, but Golightly and them mama had filled out some papers for me to go to school with them. There's some cats in the plaza I grew up with. Family, man, good people, man. They from Dallas, Fort Worth. Shout out to the Golightly family, man. R.I.P. to Rodney Golightly. Yeah, so that's when the OGs start taking us around. They see we can hold our liquor. You know, we ain't just embarrassing everybody and throwing up and shit.
Were they riding SLAB at this time, or what they?
It wasn't SLAB, but they had nice cars. See, that SLAB came a little later. That's what people don't understand when we talk SLAB talk. It ain't no disrespect to people had nice cars. At first, people had nice cars. You know, 30s and Vols, Trues and Vols, Inches. No, people had nice cars. The game didn't change yet. So, you know, you go get you a nice car, got nice paint on it, got you some wheels in your motherfucking closet speaker in the back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to have that house speaker in the back and all that. That was what the business was at the time. But when the homies and them changed that shit up, you just gonna change that shit up. You wasn't gonna feel comfortable riding back through like it was at first because they cars getting a lot of attention, a lot of discussion. People all in middle school and high school talking about this shit. So, you know, it made folks start going back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Randy Orn and them and all them OGs that kind of got that shit going.
When you start seeing them in the clock, pulling out the slab, how old are you at that time?
It wasn't too far from that. I was in the eighth grade. It was about eighth grade, end of the seventh, beginning of the eighth grade. And I was already familiar with the cats that done it. They hadn't changed the style up yet. They cars was still on the basic level. You that age, you just got a car, that's enough. That's his car. You know what I'm saying? And Smith and Kenny Bell, you know what I'm saying? Pooh and all them cats, man. When they came back around that second go round, that shit got crazy, man. Cause Smith used to come through the plaza all the time. And he say, man, I put my car in the shop. Everybody put their car in the shop. Everybody gonna boast about their car being in the shop. So, folks, okay, cool. And he kept saying, y'all gonna see. So, he's hung with him and Kenny Bell, all them was like super tight. So, man, when they pull that shit out.
Just the Cutlass.
The Cutlass,
yeah.
The Regal, the Grand Prix, it was about 6 or 7 of them motherfuckers. They was all in cahoots. So they made sure when they rolled out that we all got the full effect. I knew his car was gonna be nice. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I didn't know he was gonna change that shit up. Man, I walked on the side of this man's car, man, he had no door knobs. And I was like, how the fuck he gonna open the door? As a nigga my age, I'm like, how the fuck he gonna open it? It look player, but how you gonna open the door? And then what made him cut the top off? This is my first reaction when he pulled up. And I'm like, damn, it looked stove from standing back. But I'm like, okay, where the top, what he gonna put back on it when it rains? I'm a young nigga, so I'm like, this shit look cool, but how, what? So, man, as I'm just walking back and forth around the car, and the first slab I drove was Kenny Bell. Kenny Bell sent me to the store. Don't know, I don't drive. He see me so much. He said, man, go to the store and get this, that, and other.
Wait, so you seeing Smitty and Kenny Bell and them, they just coming through the hood and just
all the time.
just pulling up, kicking it?
All the time. All the time. They come through all the time. You know what I'm saying? So this time they came over there after they done stunted. They looking real good this time. They got their shit on, they cars holding. It's one of them Friday nights in the plaza right before it get dark. The plaza going down, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, on a regular night it go down. So when they pull up, man, all the females coming to the front, kicking in, you know what I'm saying? So Kenny Bell said, man, go to the store and give me something to drink. Bring this back. He gave me the keys like I already done drove him somewhere. Man, I get in that man's car and don't even know how to drive. But I'm finna drive this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I took my time and went to the store at a white Regal. Now picture a white one, 77, a big bite on the ground. On fours with the top off and the blue Recaro anniversary shit. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you what's up, man. I drove that motherfucker and made it safe there back. And when I parked and I got out, I made it seem like I always do that. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nigga that don't know me, that motherfucker like, man, I hope don't nobody come
and you were like 8th grade at this time.
Yeah, 8th grade like a motherfucker. I'm driving that boy car to the store hoping don't nobody scrape or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And after that, man, that's how a couple of years after that, that's how I got my nickname. I think it was that year or the next year, because I always was showing up at functions, trying to get my talent game off and all that shit.
Are y'all in the streets, or you still just doing regular kid shit at this time?
Man, we was that entertainment shit didn't ever stop. Yeah. Thug niggas was entertaining.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, as far as you though, like getting into street type shit. Are you into that at that time? Or you still
I'm into that shit, but if it's a talent show somewhere, a motherfucker's dancing, I'm going to that shit. I'm gonna I catch the bus, the metro. I'm going to that shit. And them niggas used to be pulling up at the shit because they holding, and they always kept seeing me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yeah, you get up here. Like, nigga, I got dropped off. Or, nigga, I rode. You know what I'm saying? And then when they see me, they ain't finna leave until they gonna support. Even if they had somewhere else they finna go, they not leaving until I get through doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And
so you rapping at these talent shows, or what you doing?
Like
dancing, whatever.
All that shit. Yeah. I just want to set it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how they started calling my nickname Too Fancy. They used to tease me about that because that was his car name was. The colors was Too Fancy. The blue color, yeah. So he used to tease me.
So that color was called Too Fancy.
That car.
Oh, the car was called Too
Fancy.
Fancy.
Yeah. That slab, that blue one that he dropped.
So he named it Too Fancy.
Yeah, because every time I always be neat and clean and be entertained. So he said, man, that boy said Too Fancy for these fools. You know what I'm saying?
But his slab was called that too, though.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of like his lingo type thing.
Yeah, that's what he had on the license plate.
He had Too Fancy. No shit.
Too Fancy for you.
No. Okay. Okay. Talk about Smitty a little bit.
Donnie Houston.